Hello, everyone. Welcome to our live session today. It's a beautiful day. Look, this is the closest I can come to paradise. In case you don't know, paradise for me is the Caribbean, but Maryland is beautiful. Maryland is the second, to me, that's the second best paradise that I can have. But I cannot be in the Caribbean now. But I want to welcome you to our live session. So, look, I hope you're not surprised hearing me saying this. Let's face it, it's hard being a woman in the world. It's hard being a black woman. I know that you're probably asking me, probably don't hear men saying that. Well, I mean, obviously, I came from a woman. Uh, also, also, for the past 7, 8 years, I've been treating mostly women. 80% of my patients are black women specifically. So I've been sitting and listening to them, listening to what what emotional mental load they have. So just like when I went to residency, I did 1 year in pediatrics. And although I'm a neuropsychiatrist, but that didn't stop me from knowing how what pediatrician, what babies. So anyway, so yes, it's hard being a woman. It's hard being a black woman. So the conversation I want to have is conversations that dear and near to my heart. It's about the mental wellness of black women. As we know, this month is mental health awareness, and I actually kind of want to change it. I prefer to say mental wellness. So, uh, so let's talk about something that sometimes our behaviors and habits make it hard for us to thrive. Sometimes not knowingly, because you have sometimes behaviors that we have. We culturally, human beings don't like. We don't like to change, but sometimes there are stigma, especially around mental health, that makes it hard for black women to create a safe space for themselves so they can breathe, rest, and digest. So that's what I want to talk about today, about the mental load that you as a woman sometimes you have. Not because of you choose to, but because of what it just came like that. Society sometimes, I didn't realize that, gave it to you. And no one wants to carry it. Sometimes no one can do what you're doing. But the goal is like for you, like the rest of us, to thrive. So this is my purpose, my mission, to make sure that you, as a black woman, as a woman who's carrying many hats, doing multiple things, 120 things. We're not saying it's the right thing, it's a good thing to do, but sometimes that's what you have to do. But how do you um do all of them, and sometimes to be okay with feeling overwhelmed? Guess what? Feeling overwhelmed is real. It's a real thing. Sometimes I talk to my patients, I said, when you have feelings, if it weren't real in your brain, we could snap our fingers and make it go away. Actually, you can't. So the talk today is, how do we destigmatize the taboo around mental health to help black women being okay with feeling overwhelmed sometimes, because you are human. You're not supposed to be superhuman. You deserve the same care and concern like the rest of us. The same care and concern I said that you're giving to the rest of us. You deserve those care and concern. You deserve compassion and self-compassion that you giving to the rest of us. Because for me, it comes from a personal experience with my mother, and also with the many women in my life, and my patients also, to realize that if black women are okay, if black women are thriving, then the rest of us will be thriving. The other way around is not is it's not the other way around. Okay, so that's why I wanted to talk to have conversations for us to be okay, for you to be okay, to sometimes to admit that you're feeling overwhelmed. And it's nothing that you're doing wrong. It's not a sign of weakness. Guess what? It's the way your brain has evolved for hundreds of thousands of years to protect you from anything that appears to be stressful. Back in the day when we didn't have airplanes, automobiles, all this technology, your brain has evolved to see things as physical threats. But nowadays, moving fast forward, that you don't have physical threats anymore. We don't have animals trying to keep it you alive. The brain still sees things as that appears to be stressful as physical threats. So in that moment, it releases the stress hormone cortisol that can make you feel overwhelmed, that can give you a headache. That it's nothing that you're doing wrong. It's you should not judge yourself. You're not doing anything um, that's cause that's causing you not to be able to do all those things that you set out to do during the day. So that's why I wanted to remind you that you are strong, resilient, and to know that you need to create space for yourself to breathe, rest, and digest. Because if you don't do that, then you cannot thrive, you cannot create wealth, you cannot maintain your health. And the consequence is that if you're not well, then the rest of us are not well. So that's what I wanted to talk to you to talk to you and us about. How can we help to destigmatize mental health and to make it like diabetes, high blood pressure for Black women, the women in our lives, Black women, to be okay of not being okay, to be okay to say that sometimes I feel overwhelmed due to the mental load I'm carrying of the things and places and people that I have to carry. Sometimes, most of the time, it's not for you. So with that, I'll leave you. Remember, this month is mental health awareness. Be kind to yourself and be intentional and mindful about creating the space that you need in your frontal brain, because this is where things happen. So you can thrive, so the rest of us can thrive. I say that it should not be that you have to sacrifice your health, your mental health, so the rest of us can thrive. With that, I'll leave you. Until next time, bye.